Alrighty then, everybody, welcome back to the drawing. So today I'm actually wanted to do some bit of coloring to get it all done and up and running. But yeah, I have been busy lately. But yeah, now I'm actually wanted to do what I wanted to do to begin with. So let's no further ado, let's get this started. Alright, we have that done. And I need to get one bit more done. Let's see if that works. And then the answer is no. Yes. Alright, now we need to get the coloring up and running. So we already have this as an example size. And we're already using that color from this one. So we're going to be using this color because it is actually the color that I want to go for anyway. So let's first start with the hair and then move on to the next bit and then to the next and then to the next. I think that would be great. Or I can actually go with the face first or the body. Yeah, let's do the body first. So let's do that. That is gonna be then the face part or the body part. So that is gonna be then underneath this right here. So we need to put it here. Now we're done. Oh, of course. Of course, that will happen. Why does that happen? I selected the right color, right? Is it because it is that dark of a forward background? Probably. There we go. Let's see if it is actually the right color. Probably not. Alright, it is. Interesting. Alright, let me just grab then the copy of the background and then just move on to the next bit of it all. Let me just grab this then first. Come on. Alright, so now we have that colored up. I need to move this a little bit more forward. Yeah. I need to edit that. Well, that is good enough then. So we have that, we have that. And if we now use these colors instead. What? Why is that still transparent? Because it's not zoomed in, right? It's zoomed out, right? Yeah, probably. Alright. Let's then just figure that out. So first things first, I want this color to be there. I need to then make a background. Let's pick this color as a background, just, yep. Let's use that as a background color. So we have something to work with and something to look at. Now we're gonna pick up the image again because I realized that I think there is an issue with the drawing itself, which caused it. So we're gonna go to here and then we're gonna pick up the thing right there. I'm gonna use this to get ourselves to where I want to be with this. So let's see if I can get where I want to be. So no, no, and no. All right. Now let's see. If I now pick up this color, is that different than the color that I had? That's the question that I want to know. No, it is not. All right. So now we're going to go for a lighter color. That is this one. Can we also just not do that? Nope. So these are then the colors that's supposed to be happening. Yes. All right. Well, we have this, we have that, we have this, and this needs to be changed. So there needs to be a little bit of line work done then. By the looks of it, yeah, definitely. All right, then we're gonna do that first. All right, now we're gonna make that happening. So now we need to get that line work done. So that's only this. That needs to be drawn in. That is 5, if I'm correct. Or 8. I think it was 8 that I'm using. So let me just grab that. All right, so now we have this. And that needs to be going down, 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 down. All right. Now that should solve that issue there. Now we need to just get to where I want to be with this. 1 second. All right, now we need to get towards the other bit. So now we need to get this thing fully working. All right. All right. Now we have that, which means that we now have the face itself. But the main issue with that face is that it might be a little bit too light toned, which is my main problem. Because we have this, which is totally different from that, which is weird, because it is the same resolution, which is the problematic part of it all. So if we have this, we have that, and we change up the colors here, that is nothing happening. So what I want to do now is grabbing the drawing itself and then see where we are with that. So let me just grab the... There it is. Come on, load. Ah, the reveal. No. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this one. Open it and then grab this, because that actually has the colors that I need. So let's see. If I use this color, that is supposed to not be the same color as that. No, it is not. Good. Because now we actually have a much more dark color. And then we can use this color as the frontal face, which means that it's not longer that lighted up. All right. So now we have that color. That color should work a lot more better. Now we're going to be adding in the lighter color to it as well. What? I'm picking this color. What? Why not? All right. No. All right. That is weird. That is absolutely weird. Now let's see if I can do this. Ah, okay. So that is indeed different. Good to know. But I don't need the edges this time because of... What is it? Yes, I don't need the edges too much. No, because that doesn't make sense for the shading. Alright, so and then I need to just grab the lighter color. Then we're going to be moving that. Alright, now we have that. We now have the main issue almost fixed, I think. Now we need to grab the rest, which is then the clothing. The clothing and the thing I can actually do on one layer, right? Yeah, I can do that on these layers, and then the rest I need to do different. So now I need to get the clothing correct. So now we'll go back to the clothing, which means that we need to go back here. We don't have all of it, but we can actually get a lot of... Well, it's very basic as... It's basic. Let's just grab this first. Let's save it, and then we're going to be drawing on it. So first dark orange. And now I need to figure out like what kind of colors do I want to add to this. Oh, I spotted an error. That is not good. Time to fix that. There we go. And now we can actually get to where we want to be with this. So we have the color orange, which we can use. Now let's see if we can find any other colors that we actually can combine with that, because I want to do a redesign. With orange. Colors to use with orange. Colors that go with orange. Let's see, orange, red, and yellow. Yeah, I know that one. Dark blue? Nah, it's too aggressive. So we can pick a blue pattern with it. Alright, well, let's see if I can get this right. So I want to use a blue pattern. I can also use white, which is good to know, but I want to go for a light bluish or dark blue. Let's see if this works. No, I think more whitish version of it is actually better on those sides. Right? Yeah, on those sides is better. And then we're gonna go here, we're gonna go for a little more bluish. How about that? That looks good. But let's see. Mm, yes, but that means I need to now fix that line work in there. See that I made a mistake in this line work. What's the mistake? There we go. Now we can actually get this thing done. So we have this. We can actually add in a different line work here, which means we can add a darker color on top of that. And technically we need to have this like that. So we need to make sure we do that on the right side. So this is all that way, and then that way. And then we can add a lighter color to it to give complements to it. We can technically go darker, which we should. Let's go darker with this, and then get lighter color in that. There we go. That looks good. So now we have blue with yellowish, and now we need to have something here. So I'm thinking about going for, since we have already orange, we can actually go for a little bit of a yellowish to it on this side. So let's go with that and see where that ends. So if we're gonna go for yellowish a bit here on this side, how does that work? Or is that too much? No, that should technically be left open, I think, and then filled up with the normal baseline colors of the skin color. I think that would actually solve a lot more better issue. I think that would have actually solved a lot more issues. And then grab this color to implement the effect on it. Then add a lighter color to it to give it an effect. There you go. Now that looks good. Now we need to get this thing more lively. That means we have now the aggressive yellow. That means we need to have a lighter color on top of it. In most places. Then we're gonna go now. Wait, I forgot almost that bit. Aggressive, aggressive. Now we need to add in a darker color, darker orange, to complement the aggressive orange that we already had. Yep. Now we need to fix that bit. Make that long angled. There we go. I can actually get this bit a little more. No, that's not what I want. I want that there. No. No, like this. Like that? No. I think that is better. More like this. Yeah, that is better. Alright, now we have the orange there. We have the drawing there. Now we need to get the last bit done, which is this one. And I'm thinking about a nice little simple white would actually work pretty well here. And then of course adding a little bit of a grayscaling to it as well to make it more. There you go. I don't know why. But that makes no sense. But then again, it could be a jacket. Then technically it would make sense, but then the things need to be cut down here, so then this needs to be fixed. Oh god. This is gonna be a pain. Alright. If I want to make it look like a jacket, because we don't have a jacket now, we need to fix that. We need to fix that a bit. So let's fix that a bit. So we need a jacket, but that means I need to add it this bit up towards here. Mainly because we need to make sure that we have a jacket and not some kind of, weird thing. So let's see. I need to make sure that we have that, and then that is all gonna be just casual coloring. But it means that we also need to have something to work around with, so no. How about now? Alright, I need to get this thing fixed first. Okay, now we have that done. Now we need to get this fixed up a bit more. Now let's see if we can get that fixed. So now we're gonna move this bit there. Then we're gonna go here, grab that, and fix that color pattern right there. Means we also need to make sure that we have this bit right here, which is there. Now that is solved, I believe. Yeah, it is solved, but not fully. That needs to be fixed. Ooh, love that, buddy. All right. All right. Now we can actually go here. First, fixing this bit. So we have all the colors that we need. Then we're gonna go here, grab that, make that work like that. All right. Now we have a doable version. Now we need to grab this, that, there, this. Now we need to grab this, that, that, so. And then, after that, we need to now make sure that we have that. Now, all right. Now we have actually a far more believable drawing, right? Except one bit. This bit right here is too thick. Alright, now let's see. We have now this. Means we have now that. Yep. And that will work because we have the neck for it, right? Yeah, we do have the neck for it because we have the neck installed into a way that it actually goes upwards. Okay. Whew. Now that we are doing that, we are now solid to go for the hair. So we have that, we have that. We now need to go for the hair. So let's put that into a group with the other part of the hair. And that is also part of a group. And that is also part of a group. All right. So that's a group. Then we're going to make sure we have that into a group. And then another group, which is going to be the coloring part of the hair. This is also going to be in group with that. And then that is going to be in a group with that and that. So we are able to do whatever needs to be done. All right, so now we have this, that, and that. That is the things. All right. So now we need to get that hair. Which we can actually use this because it is actually still the same color of the hair. So first we're gonna go for a baseline of a coloring. That is gonna be like this. Oh boy. That is not looking nice. Because I'm not using an aggressive background, aren't I? Is it really that color? Yes, I think so, but that means I'll need to switch the color a bit. So let's put a little bit of dark towards the color of the background. There you go. Now I can actually see the color properly. So we need to use red anyway. Besides, this will actually solve a lot of issues there with it. Alright. I see I made a mistake here somewhere. Where's the mistake? It is not in here, it's in the main line work? No. It's in the bottom part of the line work. There it is one. And there's two. Alright, cool. And then I can actually get this thing. There. Alright, now we're gonna go here and grab that again, that color, and then fix up the last bit of the lining. I see I made some mistakes here and there, but that should be solved soon. Nice. Right. Now we're here. Now we can actually move to this bit, that bit. Now we have that curled up, which means we can now move onwards. Now let's do the baselining overall. There we go, and then we're going to be able to do this again. Alright, now we have the main color done. Now we're going to go for the background color, which means we need to go for a darker color, and that is going to be then complementing the back overall. That is here. Yep, and then we're gonna now go for the base colors, which means we can technically go for this one. And put that in here and here. Alright, now we're gonna go for the baseline colors, which is this one. And that should then give us the right coloring of it all. Now we actually use the flat coloring. Where is it needed actually? Oh, it's only needed at the crucial points. Got it. All right, now we have that done. How am I gonna do then the last bit of it all? That bit. That is gonna be then a different layer, right? Yeah, that needs to be on a different layer. And I'm gonna go here and grab that. And after that, I need to actually implement the red effect that I left in that one. All right. All right. Ah. Then we're gonna go here and grab that. I actually did that. All right, hold up. So now, we need to blend it then. All right. Well, and now I need to grab that to create the effect I want, right? Hold up. Hold up. So yes, it is a tiny stroke of light and then the dark, and then the other one is then the highlights on the highlight. All right, so that's how to do it. It's always great to do that. So we need highlights first. So we have this color, and we're gonna pick up a highlight, which is this color. Yes. Okay, so now we need to just grab more of that and put it to places where it needs to be done. Oh. No, no, that not. Here needs to be placed. All right, now we need to grab that. First, draw the line. Okay, now we need to drop that. Now we need to drop the light color in there. And that should give us a highlight, right? Close. Close, but not quite. Now we're gonna remove that. Then we're gonna remove the things where we don't want it to be happening. Like over here, over there, and over here, and over there. So now we have a breaking point. Now we have also a breaking point upon that. So now we can get that. That looks already a lot better. Okay, now we have that done. We can now go focus on the rest. So the first things first we need to focus on is getting the mouthpiece done. So let's put that into together with a group over coloring. That is quite easy to do. Just focus first on the mouthpiece. focus on the mouth. There you go. And then we're gonna pick up the mouth itself, which is not pure dark, because otherwise you will not see the line work. All right. Now we have that, which is gonna be then into one layer. Oh, what the hell? Mask layer? No. Want these things to be there? Yes. Alright, now, first things first, we need to grab the colors of the eyebrows, which is normally the same thing as, yes. Oh. There we go. Now we're gonna go here, but first we're gonna add in a lighting color to it as well, so that we actually have a highlight on it, if needs be. There you go, and then we're gonna go for a darker color on it as well, so that we actually have, we have what we need. Oh. Alright. Now we've done that, we now can actually move to the next bit, which is the eyes. So first things first, we have this one, which is then the main eye socket. Now we're gonna go for the eyes. So first things first, we're gonna go for the baseline colors. Rafina is indeed red with blue, so we need to go for an overlapping effect. I think I can do that. I think I can manage that pretty well. So we're gonna be picking up the blue anyway that we already had. There you go. We're gonna leave the midsection open. Now that we have the blue done, we now need to make sure that we have that effect. So first things first, we're gonna add in a lighter on the side, and then we're gonna add in the rest on the midsection. So let's, no, not yet. Then we're gonna now add in the darker color. And now we're gonna fix that lighting effect. Now we're going to add in a little bit more lighter effect to give the effect of what I want with it. Like so. Or can I even make it even more lighter? Now we have done that. I need to make sure that this bit is a little bit more or less stretched out. There you go. Now I need to make sure that we have that light. So pure light, that is what I need. And I need to place it on top of it all. So let me just see if I can get that done. There you go. Now we have done that. We can now go back here and we can make it. Ooh. Please don't crash. Hold up. Save it. Good. Now we can go back. And we need to now add in a darker orange because that's exactly what we need. Now we're going to add that orange. We're going to make it capacity 44 probably. And we're going to make it do like this. So I think like so. No. How about like so? Can I even add a little bit more? Ooh, I can. All right, so now we have that. Now we're going to add in here, and we're going to be now added it a little bit more to create the effect that we already had beforehand. And then we're going to be going back to the darker color to fix this bit right here. Oh, that is not what I want. There you go. Now we can actually increase the blur effect on it as well, so that we actually have a good transfer of colors. Now we actually have an effect that we have on two sides. Nice. Now we're going to add in the dark. Now we're going to add in the pupil. So let's see if we can get that done as well. So now we're going to add in the pupil. Then we're going to add in, yes. Now we need to add in those. Right. Oh boy. Nope. Nope. No. 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 Nope. All right. Come on. So if I do that, I need to grab that. There we go. Yes. All right. Okay. Jeez Louise, that took a long time. Okay, now we have done that. We now have actually everything that I want to do. Also, I think I did pretty well. But now we need to add some a little bit more here in nooks and crannies to get it a little bit more better up. So we need to go here, grab that, grab this color right here. Let's see if we can get that done. Yes. Okay. Do I want more? Do I want more? Do I need to add more shading to this? I don't think so, right? Oh, right, yeah. Forgot about that part. The highlights on the red here. That's gonna be difficult, but let's first do this. All right, so now let's see if I can get all of this done. So I need to put dark on that, 30%. Ah, wait, I can put this on 33%, right? And then just draw on it. Yes, now I can actually get that. All right. Now we have done that. We can now add in the colors here again on this side. Need to fix this bit right there. There we go. Now we have that. We need to also now fix that ponytail, right? Yeah, we need to fix the ponytail. So we need to still have one more bit here and there. The ponytail. What was it again? That was probably. I'm gonna be guessing that will be orange. Orange or yellow could actually be a good idea. All right, now we have done that. Now we can actually go to the next bit, which is this belt right here. Let's put that onto the work. And let's get that up and started. So first things first, we need to have an iron kind of a feeling to it. And then a red crystal. There you go. And then we're going to add in a darker gray to it. No, that was better. And then, of course, adding a little bit of a shading to it. And that's all it needs. There you go. Whoa. Now we have done that part. I think we now have almost everything that we are accounting for. Let's see. Yes, yes, yes. All right, now we have done that. Now we need to figure out, like, do we want to go for a little bit of a background? Well, we do want to have a background, so now we're gonna be adding in the background a little bit more proper. So now we have that. I need to put this out of there. And now we need to focus on the background a bit. So group the background, get the background up and running, and then we're going to be focusing on getting that. So I actually want to go for blue on the background a bit and put that in here. Oh, put it in here. And then go red bluish. I think that would be better, right? No, red orange. Yes, and then go bluish again on this side. But more of a blackish bluish. There we go. Now we have that. Or do we want to go back for the original format, which is this? I think red orange is actually better. And then we need to now add in new stuff to it. So what I want to do is getting a little bit more of a particle effect to it. So let's grab that. Let's grab this. And let's grab that lovely little thing that I wanted to do. Does that work? Does that give me the satisfaction I need? Probably not. I actually am better off just creating the effect that I want to create. So I want to create an effect, so let's grab that and let's grab this. And let's use a normal brush, or should I go for something different? Ooh, yes. There you go. That's a good texture, actually. Then we're going to go for a lighter color, so like something like a highlight color, and then add that in there to create that effect. Ooh, and then create that effect that I want. So let's just grab this and then grab alpha. And then see if I can get that a little more down the stream, like. That could work. Now we're gonna go for a little bit more of a darker approach. So we can actually have like a background effect that we want to vaguely try. So a little more darker actually. Yeah, there we go. Now we have that. Now we can actually add something more to it, because now we have the main background. Now we can actually add something more delighted to it. So something like and of course adding that into like no. I do want to actually have them lighted, but I want this one to be a little bit less aggressive. All right, cool. Now we have that, we can actually add in a balloon effect. So let's see if we can do that to it. No, I can't. All right, fine. So now we have the effect here, we have that. Let's see if I can now add it in the thing that I wanted to add in the first place. Let's see. I want to add, because we now have a background which we can use, we can now actually also implement this to it if I want to, which I don't. We can actually implement a darker color to it. All right, now I know that I need to move these ones to here and this bit to here, mainly because I want to add in the bar. So now we have that, now we can actually add it in the bar. That means I can now add it in the bar, which means I need to add that in like 5, I believe, right? That's gonna be a 5 bar, right? Close 3.5. Alright, let's move that down there. There we go. Now we have that. And then we're gonna make sure that we don't have anything else. So we need to remove this bit. Because we want to still see the character. That's the idea. Alright, now we have the bar. We have now the bar. This bar needs to be like so. This bar needs to be like so. And then I need to move it downwards because I want to have her up front. And then I realized that that cow leg right there is having a coloring issue, so I need to remove that bit. Is that a lighter effect? It is probably a lighter effect. No, it's not. It's in here. Ah. Well, there we go. And then we're moving it downwards. Now it's fixed. Okay, let's see. I need to move the bubbles. That's the first thing I need to do. I need to move the bubbles a bit. Like so. Now those can actually stay like that. Then I need to move this one to a layer style, dropping a shadow on top of it. And then the shadow needs to be non-aggressive, so that's gonna be 8, I believe. Yes, and then 50. 4. This. Alright. Now we need to fix the body and color again. That means I need to get this bit colored up. Right, any more? No. I did actually do, there is. I did do a pretty good job at cleaning most of it, so that's good. And I realized that I missed some bits here and there as well. There you go. All right, now we've done that. Do we want that hand to be... no, I don't think so. No, we could technically move and technically could color it here, but I don't think that would solve the issue. No, it won't. All right. Now we're gonna be moving back again towards the thing, which is this bit, and we're gonna put that. No, we're gonna put that right there. And now we're gonna be, instead of using this one or that one, we're gonna be using the old-fashioned one. So, oh, I could actually do it on red. I think red would actually be pretty good here. So let's do the original orange reddish effect. So first things first, color it up to be non-aggressive. There we go. Now the question is, do I want to have an additional line work? Probably not. Well, I could try this. So I could copy this and paste it. Now I have 2 of them. And then move this one. Ooh. Oh wait. That doesn't work because of... Right. Forgot about that. Copy this and then paste it. Now I'm gonna move this one. So now I can move this. Place it right there. Place that right there. Place that right there. Place that right there. And then I have actually what I need. But do I want that? I could, but I think it is better for me to just redraw it again in a thinner line thickness. Like that, and then do this again. So we're gonna go here and drop that there. And then just fix up the bit here and there for it. Alright. Not bad. Now we're gonna go here, grab that color, And now we're gonna make this look nice. Did I forgot one bit of the coloring on the hair? I think I did. Alright, hold up. No, that's a drawing stripe. That is then on the ponytail itself, right? Yes, but it's in the line work. No, it's in here. Probably. Alright, now it's actually fixed. Now I can actually get that, right? Yeah, alright. Now I need to go here again, grab those two. Alright, now first things first. I need to get this to become light. And then I need to grab this to become light. Oh wait, no. I need to just grab this to be light, right? Yeah. And then darker color for the rest of it. Alright. And now we can actually grab that to become over here. Now we're gonna go for that. Boop, boop. Easy. And now we have something to work around with and it actually looks nice. However, we can technically change up a little bit here and there in the problem side. So we should. That means I need to grab here and then grab an orange. Oh, wait. That needs to be darker. There we go. Okay, let's see. So now we have this. Can I make this more interesting looking? I probably can. But therefore I need to have another thing up and running. So let's see if we can get that a little bit more sparked up. How about that? No. How about this? No. How about this on that side? Yes. Alright, so now we have that, we have that, we have that. We need to now get this thing a little more drawn in. Because clearly I forgot I need to draw that last bit of it. Oops. Come on. Alright. I think that actually will solve most of the issues, right? Yes, possibly. Do we want these things to be a little bit more vaguer? I think I'll leave it here like this. Yeah. Alright. Now we have done that. We can now save it again. Come on. And then we're gonna save it as the image. Redesign, yes please. Save. Then we're gonna save it as Rafina talking. Yeah, talking, that's the problem. Talking. Oh no, actually it's questioning actually. Questioning. Questioning. Yes. Because it is a question. It's a questioning. It's more of like her. Alright. So now we have done that, we have done that, we can save it as the PNG version of it. So let's do that. Oh wait. Hold your fucking horses. Almost went too fast with this. There you go. Now I can see where it is. Good. Alright, save. And now we can actually save it as the PNG version because I have actually put my name in there. Alright, now it is saved as a PNG. Now I'm gonna be saving it as the web image because I want to, just in case. You know, you never know. But I want to save it as a web image like this because I want to see the negative version of it. And then we're going to be going to the top version of it as well. So now we're going to be opening the PNG version. And then we're gonna be saving it as the web image as well. Oh, it's actually saved correctly. Interesting. All right. Well, that solves my issue. All right, now we're gonna be opening then the creator file itself. So we're gonna opening this one then. And then we're gonna be immediately saving it as the web image, and that should give us a negative version of it. And NE. No, wait. And yes. Negative. Negative. Yes, I want to save it as a negative version because I want to see how it looks. All right. Now if I open this, it should not be causing the... Oh, it is actually saved. Oh, it's solved. Nice. That's good to hear. All right, now we're going to go to the redesign. And we're going to be trying something out. Because I want to try it out. That needs to be then in here. So can I add in reddish? Can I add in red to this part? To these parts? Or is that too much problematical issues? Ooh, I can actually make this work. I can actually make this work. Then I will make it work. Nope. Without width. Without width. Alright, and now if I add it a little bit more darker, that turns bad. Alright, cool. So it needs to be around here. Where had I first had it? There it is. Alright. And now it's actually also a good reflection on the color palette itself. Nice. Yes. Now I just need to make sure that I don't make a mistake here on coloring outside of the bracket. Okay. There we go. Save. That's the first one. Come on. Save. Yes. Now we're gonna save it as the PNG version because we do need to do that. So save the PNG version. Yes. Sound with alteration. Yes. And then, of course, doing the web PNG version as well. So this one right here. All right. With that said, it should now be done, which is good. Means I now have everything that I need, right? Probably. Because now I have that with that set, yes. That set, yes, that set, yes, and then I have that. And then of course I have that. Do we want a different change on it? No, because it actually looks good. Yeah, it looks actually good. Maybe the dark. Then again, no. The eyes actually look good. All right, so now we can save it. Now we have saved it, so now we can go out of here. Now we're gonna open the image, the web image. Let's open it up, and there you go. Now it looks good. All right, now we can actually get towards where I want to be with this. So if I now go to the visual novel and fix up the drawing, so I have now the visual novel. Come on, open it. Open it. All right, on East Coast Awesomeness. Then we're gonna go to scene 2 because that's where everything else is. And we're gonna now go to this one, and we're gonna be going there. All right. And then we have that. Yes, so if I gonna go, where's the expressions on this? Probably nowhere, right? No, nowhere. So let's put an expression in there. So let's change the expression of Rufina a bit. And we're gonna be going to the browser image, and we're gonna choose a file. And we're gonna go to the chapter 1. We're gonna go to Rufina now. And we're gonna pick up the normal PNG. There you go. Now we have that. So if we're gonna go now to the join scene, so we're gonna go from here, we're gonna play it. So play from here, preview from here. All right, so now we have that. Now we can actually see if the art style actually works pretty well on the effects. Blah 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 blah. Come on, change expressions. I said you need to change expressions. So all right, so join the scene, and this is then change expression from the title card. That is gonna be Rufina's change expression. All right, so we're gonna go here. We're gonna preview from there again. Yes, that will work. Although now I need to make sure that I have Rufina's drawing, so now I need to change this to a new version, so to this one, and then we're gonna go. I said change it to this. Oh, what? Change it to this. Come on. There you go. We're gonna change the position on the tool, so we're gonna go here. Place it nice and dandy. Put it like this. I can even make it a little bit bigger. So now we have it like that. All right, and accept. So now we're gonna go here. Now we're gonna play it from here on. Oh no. Play it from here. Preview it from here. So where do I want this? I want this then to be around the question bar around here. So I need to add, actually I need to add a line here then. But then again, this is actually better, I think. I just need to make sure that I have like a line running from here to here for the scenery. Yes, that should actually work better. All right, so if I now have Rufina join the scene, Rufina's positioning is now no longer there. I want her to be there instead. Now let's see if I preview it. Ah, close, 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 close. All right. The positioning on this needs to be not here. It needs to be around here because that's the text bar. Oh, no. Come on. Preview from here. Oh. Come on. Ah, damn it. Then again, it looks actually pretty good. Yep. Positioning to a little bit down low. Accept. Positioning to a little bit low. No, yes. All right. Cool. Preview from here. Oh, almost. 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 Come on. Positioning to. This is the talking part. This is the talking height, right? Let's see. Oh, that's not what I want. I want this to be previewed from here. Ah, close. Close enough, but yes, it does work as I intended to be, because if I have now the text bar, if I now have the black bar created in such a way that it looks more archaic, it actually would work pretty well. And yeah, I think this is actually pretty looking good. I like it. I like how I did it. So yeah, this will be doable. So I fixed and redesigned. Well, I fixed a redesign. I redesigned the character, and I created a little bit more interesting look on it, and it looks a little bit more nicer as well. All right. I hope you'll have enjoyed for now, and yeah, thanks all for watching, and I will see you next time. Until then, I want to wish you a lovely day, and bye.